How did an IQ test ruin my life? I only took the IQ test because they were paying $50 and I needed gas money. I was a solid C student with a school counselor who literally told me to consider clown college, so my expectations were pretty low. The test itself wasn't even that hard, which should have been my first warning. I finished in 40 minutes when they'd said it would take 2 hours. The proctor looked confused when I handed it in and asked if I was giving up. I said no, I'd answered everything, and she made this face like she didn't believe me. 20 minutes later, 3 researchers rushed into the waiting room looking at me like I'd just solved world hunger. The lead researcher said there must have been a scoring error and asked me to take a different version. I said sure as long as I still got paid, because gas prices weren't getting any lower while we stood there. This one felt even easier somehow, and I finished in 35 minutes. The researchers were whispering frantically in the corner, and one kept staring at me like I might spontaneously combust. The lead researcher came over and said, "You just scored 198 on the Stanford Binet, which puts you above the 99.99999th percentile." I laughed because that was the funniest thing I'd heard all week. She wasn't joking, and suddenly everyone wanted to study me. They brought in specialists who made me take 5 more IQ tests. Every single score came back between 195 and 210, which apparently meant I was smarter than Einstein. I told them Einstein probably knew what year World War II ended, and I just failed that history quiz yesterday. My parents were called in for a meeting where the researchers used words like profound genius and once-in-a-generation intellect, while my mom kept saying there must be some mistake. She reminded them I'd once tried to microwave aluminum foil and nearly burned down our kitchen. They said genius manifests in mysterious ways, and I said yeah, like getting D's in physics. MIT called our house offering me early admission with a full scholarship. Harvard wanted to fly me out for a special program. The local news wanted to do a story about the small-town genius nobody had noticed. My principal suddenly acted like we were best friends, even though last week he'd called me Brian when my name is Mark. But nothing had changed about my actual intelligence. I still couldn't understand calculus, and honestly wasn't even sure what calculus was for. When they gave me advanced problems to solve, I just stared at them wondering if this was how my dog felt when I tried to explain why he couldn't eat chocolate. The researchers couldn't explain it either. They tested me for everything from photographic memory to hidden savant syndrome. My brain scans showed completely average activity. When they asked
Click the link in my profile to watch the exciting follow-up.